Songkran in Thailand is finally back. Thailand will have vaccinated travel lanes with countries in Asia as well as taxi drivers. There's more on that coming up on today's Good Morning Thailand. Hello and welcome to Good Morning Thailand, brought to you by Twin Palms Residences Montezor and Coffee Culture, hosted by me, Jay and Jett Gunther.
Sawadee krap.
Sawadee krap. Oh, that was a very Thai welcome.
Yes.
They're going to love that. Do you normally why when you greet people with Sawadee krap?
I just didn't.
Okay.
But I would. Yeah, I would. Yeah. Not to the camera, but if there's someone literally in front of me, then yes.
But people often say that, oh, if you say Sawadee krap, you're supposed to why. It's the Thai way. But it actually also depends on who you're really talking to. Is the person older than you? Are they Thai? Are they a foreigner? Because that matters. Because I tend to just say Sawadee krap to someone younger than me. It's just Sawadee krap.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
unless somebody whys to me, then I why back.
Well, first of all, I think the requirement is to have someone in front of you, right? Like, you wouldn't pick up your phone and then Sawadee krap to the phone, right? You would say, there are times you say Sawadee krap without whying. Yeah. But then, I mean, if you want to launch into a brief cultural lesson, so you talked about saying Sawadee krap to your superiors or whatever like that. So both of you are, based on Thai culture, both of you are supposed to do Sawadee krap, but the distinction is the person that's younger, right? The subordinate, no, the non-senior, would do this and also tilt their head down like that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Whereas the elderly person would just receive it, Sawadee, like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's one that's giving, and there's one
like
that's
that,
just receiving.
and then one that's just receiving. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and that was your little cultural lesson, in case you didn't know that already. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the show. As always, there are timestamps on the episode after the live show, so you can skip to the part that you came here to find more information on.
Mm-hmm.
So the topics today that we're going to start with today is, of course, Songkran is back, finally, after a 2-year hiatus.
In what form, though?
Well, it was cancelled. I mean, in what form it seems to be as normal as it can be.
Really?
In the new normal. Now, there are some funny aspects that I would like to talk about that the government has come out and said. I expect
giant stages and speakers and bubbles and
the classic Songkran music.
Yeah, the classic Songkran music.
Classic Songkran music.
That's the Songkran I look forward to.
Yeah, with like those neon, flower printed shirts that are wet.
Yes.
On people.
That.
Men and women.
All
whatever
of the above.
You prefer.
That's the Songkran we demand.
Okay. Well, celebrations will go ahead next month.
That's the Songkran we demand.
Yes.
That picture right there.
Well, someone can dream. But yes, celebrations will go ahead next month after being cancelled for the last 2 years. The government has urged that people do pay attention to health and safety measures while, they need to follow these rules or suggestions, as well as enjoy themselves. Throw water at each other, Why not?
So you're supposed to bring 10 masks with you, so one gets wet, you replace it with the next one, that gets wet, you replace it with a fresh new one.
Well, guess what? It's funny you said that, because the government has told that the public must comply strictly with VUCA. This is a V.
VUCA?
VUCA.
What's VUCA?
VUCA is VUCA, Vaccine, Universal Prevention, COVID-free setting, and ATK testing.
These abbreviations are
VUCA me, baby.
There's
VUCA me.
Governments are just...
It's going to be
agencies are so good at coming up with abbreviations.
They should make.
Don't forget your VUCAs.
Yeah,
say your VUCAs before bed, and when you wake up twice a day. Yeah. Know your VUCAs.
This is a good opportunity for a nice Thai promotional video.
Sawadee krap. VUCA.
VUCA.
Oh my goodness.
VUCA.
What are the VUCAs?
Yeah.
It just sounds like indulge.
It sounds like a...
Tell me, Jay, what are the VUCAs?
Well, the VUCAs are vaccines, so make sure you're vaccinated.
Good Lord.
Universal prevention, wear your mask when you're out. COVID-free settings, so open air places, I'm guessing, or SHA Plus approved restaurants and no entertainment places, but
VOOQ.
entertainment changed to restaurants, as well as ATK testing. Make sure you've done an ATK test if you're traveling.
I want to make that a new derogatory, like,
what?
VOOQ.
Why does it have to be derogatory? It's a cool thing. It's a new.
Well, no,
hip
you
thing.
walk up to them like, hey, man.
Yeah.
You got all your VOOQas lined up? And
Yeah.
I'm like, VOOQ.
Oh no. Why are you such a rebel? You make it a point to do everything that the government says. You must rebel against it.
You probably have a glimpse of how my childhood was then.
Yeah, I get. All related activities, including that involve a Songkran, will be allowed, and interprovincial travel will also be allowed during this festival because it is public holidays from 13 to 15. It's like the longest weekend that you get. And most people will be traveling back to their province to enjoy the holiday with their family, with their loved ones, as well as, go crazy within your own city. A lot of the people like to go to the traditional way of celebrating Songkran involves going to the temple in the morning and, washing away your sins and making prayers. So there are people who like to go home for that with their family, whereas other people like, if you're living in Bangkok, maybe it's not as fun as traveling to Pattaya or Phuket.
So how do you plan on VOOQing this year?
I was planning to travel back home, actually. Yeah, for at least for a couple of days.
You will VOOQa down in
Phuket.
In Phuket?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh God. The Prime Minister. The Prime Minister has strongly suggested.
I'm only here for yesterday, and then it's done.
That's
it's
right.
over.
Well, yeah, tomorrow's going to be. You're
My
busy
last-
on Friday, so tomorrow will be your last.
My last
Good.
day.
So you're just gonna go out with a bang.
And then back to the usual
Yeah.
show.
Anyways, the Prime Minister has suggested everyone planning a trip to get a third vaccine dose and undergo an ATK test before and after their travels, just to make sure they're being safe. And also, please remain vigilant and practice preventive measures such as social distancing while playing Songkran.
Where's the social distancing in VOOQa?
Well, it's the universal prevention.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
Wear face masks and regularly wash your hands. Well, I guess you'd be able to wash your hands because there's water being thrown everywhere. Face masks? I mean, are you going to waterboard yourself if you wear a face mask and people start throwing water
Yeah, and it's
at
cold
you?
water too.
Yeah. I highly doubt people are going to be wearing face masks if they're going out to play with water. Anyways, we'll have to see what kind of Songkran it will be.
Stay tuned. It's only next month.
Now that it's been announced, I think people are just going to go out and have fun.
Yeah.
And then deal with the consequences after, whatever they may be. All right. Our second topic before we go to the break is regarding Thailand has finalized vaccinated travel lane details with Malaysia. Now, at first I was thinking, what is this, vaccinated travel lane all about? What do they need? Is it even going to be significant or anything? But basically they've come out and said that they will eliminate quarantine for vaccinated travelers arriving by plane between these two countries. That's pretty cool. So
I thought Test and Go also eliminates quarantine for vaccinated arrivals.
yes, but then they don't even have to pay for that one-day hotel and PCR.
Oh, you mean they just walk through the airport and go home?
So if you're
and then just
so if you're vaccinated,
straight
you can
to
travel
Pattaya or whatever.
or Bangkok
Yeah.
or Minbury.
I got
Who
it.
knows?
I got it.
Yeah.
All right.
So people from Malaysia will be able to travel to Thailand, and if they're vaccinated, they don't have to do quarantine. And they're trying to do more and more vaccinated travel lanes, but as of right now, Thailand and Malaysia have almost closed the deal, and this is supposed to start mid-March. Now, what's unclear is that is it only Malaysian nationals, or is it everyone traveling from Malaysia?
Ooh, I smell a loophole.
And another thing is, do they need a Thailand pass? Or
That's true.
do they just travel? They have not cleared that information yet.
Yeah.
And that's very important because you're right. I would just try to go via Malaysia than if I could just come to Thailand and not pay that extra.
True.
Yeah.
Unless you need to quarantine for a long time in Malaysia.
Yeah. Cambodia is also planning to join in the vaccinated travel lane shortly, and they're working on that. So Do you think this is like a good move for the future? Do you think a lot of, especially maybe ASEAN countries and a lot of countries in Asia, building up these connections and having these travel lanes and everyone can travel everywhere?
I mean, I think less restrictions is always a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sure.
Sure.
I mean, less inconvenience to travel, the better for the global economy. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's for the better.
Yeah.
All right. So some good news in terms of that. Let's take a quick break, Jay. Once we come back from the break, we're going to be talking about our survey that we did yesterday, last 2 days actually, as well as Thai taxi drivers in Pattaya having issues with Bangkok taxi drivers coming in their hood. I was going to say city, but hood just sounded better.
No, yeah, that's good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back right after this. And welcome back after that refreshing break. I've had my sip of coffee culture. Have you?
Is that really coffee culture in the mug?
Of course.
Okay. I've yet to try. We need to do a
How dare you
tasting
question me?
sometime.
Okay, so I apologize. Yesterday I told you that I would get you coffee culture coffee. Unfortunately, our coffee machine is broken. So we are
The
unable.
delay continues.
We're unable to grind the coffee and actually make the coffee.
Yeah.
But you can still use the mug.
That's very true.
So unfortunately, even though I had to buy my coffee outside today because the machine is broken, not the product, I can still use my beautiful mug, which you can also buy at coffeeculture.asia.
Coffeeculture.asia. Where's mine here?
Have a cuppa. And they've got a whole story behind this WTF mug, by the way. It's actually a really good story. Some people were offended that, oh, how can you use profanity? We're not.
We're using letters.
Yeah, they're just letters.
They're just letters, guys.
But letters have stories as well.
Yeah, so what's the story?
Check it out. Well, I can't say it now. You've got to check it out on coffeeculture.asia.
Oh, okay. Good plug.
Yeah, or if you're looking for a piece of paradise, look no further than Twin Palms Residences, Montezur. I think I'm getting better and better at that.
You
Montezur
are,
thing.
yeah.
Thank you.
To the point where I have nothing else to add. Like, damn, that was good.
Cool. All right.
I'd ruin it if I added anything else.
All right, it's time for 2 Minutes Thailand. Nan, our lovely presenter, took this opportunity to talk about Thai dancing. Now, we all know about the traditional Thai dancing, but do we know about the Phon Lep dancing?
Oh, Phon Lep.
Yes.
That's a northern Thai.
It is indeed,
dance,
where
right?
you're from.
Yes, Phon Lep.
So, ladies and gentlemen, learn a little bit more about Thai culture and different aspects of Thailand with 2 Minutes Thailand with Nan.
I think many people know about Ram Thai or Thai dance as it is a part of the traditional Thai culture. But have you ever seen this type of Thai dance before? We call it Phon Lep or Fingernail dance. Phon Lep or the fingernail dance is from northern Thailand. It is one of the Thai classic dances. The Phon Thai has existed for hundreds of years as a performing art for a loyal cause of Siam. A dance process is a dance style as a dance candle or Phon Thien, which uses candles and performs at night. But in the Phon Lep performance, the dancers wear long brass fingernails around 8 inches instead and perform at daytime. The clothes are Thai Northern style. The hairstyle of the female dancers are highlighted with a jasmine or orchid flower with an elegant hair bun. Although it has its origin from the Chiang Mai region, after Dara Rasami, Princess of Chiang Mai at that time, became King Rama V's wife, she gave knowledge about northern culture to Bangkok. Phon Lep was modified and prohibited in Bangkok during the royal celebration in the reign of King Rama VII in 1927. Afterwards, the Fine Arts Department trained the Royal Theatre Company in the reign of King Rama VII and set it to the Fine Arts Department's performance. Nowadays, you can find the Phon dancer performing at the temples in the north of Thailand to maintain tradition. If you have a chance to visit Northern Thailand, please do not miss this dance performance.
And welcome back to Good Morning Thailand. I hope you've learned a little bit more about Thai traditional dancing. Personally, the long nails in general are slightly scary to me. What do you think?
I think they're pretty.
The dancing itself, it's pretty cool.
I think it's pretty hot. I dig.
Okay, you dig?
Yes.
You dig long nails?
I like me some claws. I don't know.
The more time I spend with you, the more I find out about you, and sometimes a little mystery doesn't hurt. That's all I'm going to say.
I guess there's this need for me just to say something out of the ordinary on TV, right? On live broadcast, just to, I don't know.
I mean, it works.
Yeah.
It works. All right, a quick thank you to Heath Adams and Stuart Gale. Thank you for being Thaiger members, and we appreciate your support. Thank you for supporting the channel, as well as all of our viewers watching right now. 411 of you. If you're enjoying the episode, please click the like button. 57 right now, 410 watching. What's going on? Also, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not joking. 45% of the people who watch the show are actually not subscribed. So if you do enjoy watching us, please subscribe. Right. Carmel's got comments.
Yes, Hans asked if coffee culture sells chocolate-covered coffee beans.
Not chocolate covered, but chocolate infused coffee beans. Yes, you can buy the chocolate infused coffee beans at coffeeculture.asia. Next,
Okay,
Carmel.
say one more.
But you know, those coffee-covered coffee beans are delicious. Like
Nice.
it's some, yeah.
What if you eat them?
Yes, you eat them.
Yeah.
They're covered, and then by the time
That's
you know
it,
it, you've had the equivalent of 5 cups of coffee
Oh,
worth
no.
of coffee beans.
Pretty much.
Okay,
That's the
one-
next thing for a coffee lover. Like, drinking it is not enough. They just start chewing it. I bet there's someone out there who does that.
I'll probably
I
do
do
that.
it.
Do you?
Yes, you don't need to cover it with chocolate for me to chew it.
Okay.
Okay, one more comment. Honest View said Jett is American. They have nothing else to do other than rebelling against the government.
Americans and rebelling. There we go.
You actually want to mention that
it's the
in Thailand?
It's the classic American South Park episode where it's like, yeah, what's up, bro? It's free speech, bro. It's a free country. Thought it was a free country. What is with this perceptions of Americans being rebels and always, free speech and going against the country? Is it because you can?
No, because it's your civic duty to always, question your government. Otherwise, they will roll all over you.
Okay.
I mean, it's not an American thing. It should be a global thing, right? They serve you. You put them in office, and you got to hold them accountable. It's nothing out of the ordinary. You're supposed to do this.
You're in an interesting position because you're half Thai and half America.
Yeah.
So half America. Half American.
Half Thai, half American.
So one place goes out and says, hey, free speech, and you can say whatever you want, no matter how ridiculous it is or even factually right or not. But, your Thai side, perhaps, are you a bit more careful when you're in Thailand?
You have to be. Of course, I don't say certain remarks, but I think that there is a way in Thailand to go about things, right? You have, even though there is a lot of friction, like let's say there is an opposition political party in parliament. There's the media outlet often does scoops and feature stories that are very critical of the government, and so yes, there is. Like otherwise, if you just let them do whatever you want, they're just gonna, take over your lives and use up your taxpayer money. So it's your civic duty to always question government.
Civic duty. Oh, love that word. All right, moving on. Let's address a couple of surveys we've done for the last 2 days. Now, one of the questions, ladies and gentlemen, we asked you was, how do you get your news in Thailand? And 70% of you said that I watch YouTube channels and vloggers. I was actually surprised by that.
What's that?
70% of our viewers said that they get their news in Thailand from YouTube channels and vloggers. How do you get your news about Thailand?
From the Thaiger.com.
Of course.
Yeah. But you look at the media consumption behavior of people, they're on social media now. That's these are the new TV channels. You've got, instead of channel 3, channel 5, channel 7, you've got channel YouTube, channel Twitter, channel Facebook. Because it's just more convenient. Yeah.
In second place was with almost 20%. I read all the English-speaking websites. So I guess people prefer visuals rather than, and like, you know, watching a YouTube video and hearing about it than actually reading it on a website. I prefer reading it. When I wake up in the morning, I just have a habit of going and reading all the English-speaking websites. Like, I'll go to the Thaiger.com, Bangkok Post, whatever it is, BBC, and just get all my news all over the world and Thailand. Do you prefer videos or do you prefer reading?
So I get my news from Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So it is
Live
reading.
updates.
Yeah.
3 a.m. in the morning. Ding.
Yeah.
All right. Another question we asked you was, when will Thailand be open without any restrictions? Without any restrictions. The dream team that all the dream that all travelers want, all of our viewers want. No restrictions, no PCR tests, no day one prepaid booking, no COVID insurance, nothing. And 45% of you, including me, said 2023.
The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind.
And the rest of you pretty much said April, May, June, July in the next 4 months. But 45% said it's going to take at least a year.
Well, okay, if you let's say want to speculate, the government did say they want to make COVID endemic in 4 months.
Yes.
And so how do you deal with an endemic disease, right? I mean, every other virus here is endemic, and so we haven't had restrictions to that level with previous endemic viruses. So if you're going to hold the same standard, and once you make COVID endemic, then you know all the restrictions should be gone based on previous treatments of endemic viruses. But we'll see. They can rewrite the book all the time. That's why you got to keep your government in check.
Yeah, rewrite definitions even of words.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to our next topic, which is regarding Thai taxi drivers. Now, there was some beef. Are you ready for this?
All right, give me the beef.
You ready for lunch?
I'm ready.
All right. Now, a video has been widely shared amongst Thai media and social media from Thai people of Pattaya. So basically, there was some taxi beef. Now, what happened was some clever customer out there thought to himself, I want to go to Pattaya, but I don't want to pay Pattaya taxi prices. So I'm going to take a taxi from Bangkok, which has probably got a meter or a fixed price. I'm going to take him to Pattaya. I'm going to make him drive me around, and then I'm going to come back to Bangkok. Mm-hmm. So once this taxi went to Pattaya, parked, I believe, in front of a mall, the Pattaya taxi saw the license plate and saw the taxi and said, whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa, whoa, this South turf.
What are you doing in my hood, bro?
Oh.
They went up to the taxi guy and said,
Stepping on my feet.
Yeah, you're coming to my crib. You're in my hood now. That's literally how they spoke. No, they didn't.
In Pattaya.
That's a joke, by the way. But, you know, the taxis of Pattaya got upset, and they're like, hey, man, you're a Bangkok taxi driver. Why are you coming to our place? And, you know, you're taking away business from us. You're taking our customers. That's not cool. You should go back. You know, one taxi guy came, another guy came, and then the motorbike taxis came, and, you know, there was a little gang up on the guy. No physical harm or anything. But to which I thought, who's right and who's wrong? Like, are the customers smart for getting a Bangkok taxi and having controlled prices? Was the taxi driver, the Bangkok taxi driver, wrong to operate outside his city? Or did the Pattaya taxis have a point, and should they reduce their prices so that this doesn't happen again?
So if I take a Thai Airways flight and fly to Japan, do I need to take a Japan Airlines flight back to Bangkok?
No.
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 You can choose whatever ride you want.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so the point that the Pattaya taxi drivers were also making, like, look, we come from coastal areas. We've been hit the hardest, especially a place like Pattaya. They're saying we barely have had business for such a long time, and the little business we do have, you're taking that away from us. Now, should they look inwards and be like, maybe we should stop price gouging or charging high prices, and then customers wouldn't do this in the first place?
Exactly. Why are they not preferring you in the first place? Why are you pricing yourselves out in the first place?
And now they have apps and stuff. I believe the customer used an app to book this taxi driver. So, I mean, is he even at fault? Should he have been like, we're going to a different area?
I'm going to leave you at the Bangkok-Chonburi border right here, in the middle of the highway.
Well, should there... No, what I mean, should he have even accepted the fare? Like, should there be mutual respect between, you know, taxi drivers respecting the boundaries and different territories. Because, different businesses operate this way as well. They're like, everybody has that mutual respect. We're like, all right, guys, we do the same business. We do the same job. I won't mess with your business. You don't mess with my business. Or should it be everyone fight for all?
Probably. I mean, this whole taxi neighborhood thing is well beyond my pay grade to comment on. But I guess you can make an argument for both sides, right? Stay in your lane, and we got our own, it's like, service areas, or it's just a free-for-all. I guess you can make a case for all. But actually, most importantly, shouldn't the passenger decide, not the drivers? Because they're the ones giving the service here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the one paying you guys, so I would like to choose who I give the money to.
Yeah, but maybe the Pattaya taxi driver was like, hey, you, the taxi driver, if you weren't here, then he'd have no choice than to go with me. And even though I'm charging double of you, that's the price you pay when you're in Pattaya.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Like, you can make an argument for both sides. Yeah. So, I'm not smart enough to give a definitive answer to that.
I think 3 things should happen.
Okay.
Firstly, I think the customer was brilliant. He did the smartest thing. He got what he wanted. But I think maybe people should respect their territories, because I think if all the Pattaya taxi drivers came to Bangkok and started taking business away, maybe that would upset the Bangkok taxi drivers. So maybe they should respect the territories, and the Pattaya taxi drivers should reduce their price so that customers are the ones who are doing this. So customers won't do it in the first place.
And fourthly, you should smash that like button if you enjoyed this video broadcast.
And subscribe. Kamal, you've got a comment.
Yes, Deeman actually agreed with both of you that the customer should always be right, even when they are wrong in this case, based on the way the taxi drivers were reacting in Pattaya. And he hired a taxi for the day, which is a smart move in Thailand. And then Ryan Bishop also says that business or feelings, you can't have both. So I think he's referring to the taxi drivers in Pattaya. They shouldn't have reacted like that. I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's true.
Let's say I walk out of Central Festival Pattaya, and I see a cab driver with a Bangkok license plate, and he's like, "I'll take you back for the meter," and then the Pattaya guy's like, "No, I'll take you back for 5,000 baht."
Okay, well, everybody calm
it's like
down. You'll probably say I don't know, 1,500 to 2,000. Just speculating.
Something way higher than the meter. All right.
Okay.
It's like I, as a consumer, am obviously going to choose the one that's cheaper for me. I don't care about your hood squabble. That's
hood rats.
Yeah, your hood. Yeah.
What was it? VoIP? No, not VoIP. VUCA.
You're VUCA.
A VUCA baby.
Yeah.
All right. Live in the VUCA loca.
Yeah.
I was quite proud of that one. All right. Let's take another break. Once we come back from the break, we're going to address some of your questions. So if you do have any questions regarding any of the topics we've spoken about today, or questions you'd like to ask Jett or me or Carmel, please leave them in the comment section below, and Carmel will bring it to our attention. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Good Morning Thailand with Jett, Gunther, and Jay.
What now?
Awkward silence.
Oh, I'm sorry.
People
Was
don't
that
know.
my cue?
Yeah.
I have to get used to this.
That was your cue, Carmel. But
No,
it's
usually you would lead with okay, yes, Carmel, but then you
true.
stay quiet.
No,
Okay.
when I first started...
We love dead air. We're trying to go the other way. Other news outlets try to fill it with words and sounds. We love the dead air silence, the AC machine
I want to ask
running.
you something.
Yeah.
Normally when you're presenting, does that affect your normal life or your normal way of speaking when you're talking to people?
What do you mean?
You're presenting, does it get in the way of how you behave normally? Because I got a funny story for you.
Well, I don't understand the question.
Okay, I'll give you
Say
an
the story
example.
first, and then
I'll tell you my story. So when I first started presenting back in Phuket when Good Morning Thailand just started. So it was like the first time I'm hosting. I was nervous, and Tim was telling me that, look, one of the main points of being a host is filling the gap and filling the awkward silences. So you've got to make sure that as soon as someone stops talking, you got to be the one to go in. You got to be the one to fill in. So I used to be extremely conscious about that. And at that time we had a guest as well, so there'd always be 3 people. So I'd always be prepared and waiting for, as soon as someone talks, like there can't be more than 1 second of awkward silence.
Tiger ready to pounce.
And I got so used to that awkward, like not leaving an awkward silence, that it started affecting me in my normal life.
Oh, I see.
So my friends started noticing, like as soon as they'd stop talking, I'd come up with a question.
I see. Okay.
Or I wouldn't leave a gap before I started talking. Yeah. And then I had to be made aware of that and be like, all right, Jay, you've got to calm down. You've got your presenting thing, and then you've got normal life. You can't behave like that in normal life. Otherwise, people will think you're slightly cuckoo, which I am already. So has that ever, have you ever had that kind of experience?
Believe it or not, I'm like this all the time. This is 24/7.
All right.
You hang out with me, you get this.
Okay, pretty much.
Like, right? Like, I like. Yeah. Does the office productivity drop when I come in?
No, that's pretty true. You see what you get. Yeah. All right. Kamal.
Kirana, at the beginning when we talked about masks during Songkran, she asked, will people really have to wear masks during Songkran? I mean, it's water and a mask.
According to VUCA, yes. If you want to follow the VUCA, then you must mask up.
Okay, Ravi asked...
what? No, was that...
I'm sorry, now that he mentioned this, the awkward silence, I cannot handle it, even though like I kind of enjoyed like just making it a little bit awkward.
No one's gonna unsubscribe because there was 2 seconds of awkward silence.
There's nothing better than awkward silence.
There is such thing as comedic silence too, right? Where you say something and you just let that sit in the air. We could just cross your arms, like
we could pretend like we're frozen.
Oh no,
sorry,
Jett blinked.
We were buffering. Yeah. I've got news.
Okay,
ladies and gentlemen, on Friday. Tomorrow and Friday. Oh, sorry. There has been an update that I'm not aware of. But, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow and Friday, we will be broadcasting from Pattaya.
Huh?
That's right.
Huh?
That's right. I've just been given the update live on air. Good Morning Thailand coming to Pattaya, ladies and gentlemen. So whoever is in Pattaya, be prepared to come and visit us.
So, but how are we going to get there? If we got to charter Pattaya taxis.
That's
to get
a problem
there.
for later. We're going to walk there pretty much. If we start now, we'll reach there by tomorrow morning.
Well,
you just got to go with the flow, Jett.
Okay.
You just got to dare to dream. But yes, Good Morning Thailand is coming to Pattaya Thursday and Friday. I'm as confused and shocked as you.
Huh?
Yep.
Is it?
Yes, it is. Good Morning Thailand. Live from Pattaya. We're going to be visiting the city. We're going to go around and meet the beautiful people of Pattaya. So if you are in town, please come and visit us. I'll give you more details of the location that we're going to be at. Actually, let me just ask Tim. What location are we going to be at?
Yeah, people are asking where in Pattaya.
2 locations. We're going to be at 2 different locations.
And may I ask, who is hosting the show? Oh, okay, good. Okay. All right. I thought
you've got places to be, so it'll be Tim and Jay going to GMT Pattaya live.
Startled for a second there.
Yeah. And the places we're going to visit will be published on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. So stay tuned for that. Exciting times coming ahead.
Live updates.
We're going to go to the Pattaya beaches.
I'll hold the fort here.
We're going to the Pattaya walking street. We're going to go to the city. We're going to see what the city has to offer. We're going to meet the people, the expats, the locals. You're going to love it.
Tell me all about it when you get there.
He's not going. Okay.
All right. Any more questions?
Yes. Ravi asked for the Malaysia travel bubble. Like, why is it only that country? Like, have they got some other kind of vaccine? I think they were talking about why it was so special for that travel bubble. Jay?
Sorry, I completely missed your question. I thought you were talking to
something
Jett.
About the Malaysian travel bubble.
Both of you got distracted.
I got an excellent comment. Honest View said, "Good. Take a taxi and see for yourself about Pattaya taxis. We spent a lot of time talking about taxis.
Let's do a scoop.
Yeah, perhaps this is the
Do a
time.
Thaiger scoop.
We'll go to Pattaya. We'll take a Pattaya taxi, and we'll see. Compare
and we'll do
the
a
prices.
Thaiger karaoke in the Pattaya.
Oh, that'd be awesome at the back of a Pattaya taxi.
Singing lumberjack songs.
You're
and,
so vain.
Yeah.
You probably think this song is about you.
don't
Don't you? Okay, more questions. Sorry, could you repeat the question, Carmel? I apologize for my rude behavior.
Ravi asked, why only Malaysia? Have they got some other kind of vaccine, like in that travel bubble?
Well, Malaysia and Thailand share a border, so it's just that they happen to be the first ones to come to that conclusion. But Cambodia is very close by. I believe Cambodia should be the next country to join that. It's just that they're the first ones to make that connection. But Thailand has been trying very hard for the last 6 months to create these sort of relationships and travel bubbles. But this one is just the first one that's actually going to happen.
It's probably because two countries, neighboring each other, they probably share similar policies. And I think they're probably at the same point in the COVID curve.
Yeah.
In terms of daily cases and the rate of growth, whatever. So I think one story that I read in Thailand News Today was the reason for that. And based on the similar daily cases, we don't think bringing Malaysians in will actually affect the case numbers that much.
Yeah.
So similar policies, similar cycle in the waves. So and then close borders. Yeah.
All right.
Why not?
Carmel?
Justin de Klerk asked, hey, what happened to the plant?
What happened to the plant?
It kept
Justin,
stealing
was
the
it?
show.
Num
It kept stealing the show.
came
right?
and murdered Henrietta.
Yeah.
He took her away. He kidnapped her.
It was trying to steal the show because
Oh, was it?
the camera would always try to autofocus to the plant
Okay.
instead of our pretty faces.
That's fair.
Henrietta needs some attention.
So because the because the camera was focusing on the plant and not your pretty face.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. That does it. Yeah, just spread this around. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
That
let's
song
put it
makes
back
even
here.
more sense now. You're so vain. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to do karaoke with us in Pattaya, join us tomorrow and day after. Karaoke with Tim and Jay on Good Morning Thailand live. As for now, I'd like to thank Jett Kantha. Thank you for joining the show.
Oh, it's over.
It's over.
Oh, too bad. Well, see you guys. This is heavy. Anyway, ขอบคุณครับ สวัสดีครับ
Very nice, Vi.
Swadikap.
Well done. And also thank you to Carmel.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you to Num behind the buttons. And ladies and gentlemen, exciting times coming up. Thursday morning, Friday morning, Pattaya Live. Stay tuned. More information on Facebook. We'll see you tomorrow.